Sticking with that trade front, President Trump says he's spoken to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a move that could ease tensions between the two major economies. The call came after the two nations resumed trade negotiations. Let's get more with our senior editor, Derek Wallbank, joining us for more. Derek, I found it so interesting. You can see in that social media post that he said he had a wonderful call with the India's Narendra Modi, but how did that become a wonderful call when you look at the backdrop of the tensions over the past few weeks?
Belle, I think your skepticism is somewhat warranted, right? We've heard a lot of the U.S. and India about their wonderful relationship, about the relationship that Trump and Modi have had. And indeed, they have had a very strong partnership over the years, politically, policy-wise, and others. But that hasn't stopped India from facing some of the highest tariffs that Donald Trump has levied to date. Mainly a combination of a trade deficit-focused reciprocal tariff, as well as another one doubling that to penalize Modi's India for purchases of Russian energy. Now, India is pretty much the only country signaled out thus far for that sort of penalty. And Trump has given no indication yet that that's coming off. This right now is a bit of happy talk, but I do think that people are going to be watching quite eagerly to see whether or not there's some move here. Now, the other big economy that takes in an awful lot of Russian energy, there are more than two, but the other really big heavyweight that does is China. And Trump is set to talk with Xi Jinping on Friday. This comes in the whole sort of, right as a part of Trump trying to figure out a way to get a breakthrough on Russia and Ukraine. He's hosted Vladimir Putin in Alaska. He's hosted Vladimir Zelensky. It hasn't worked so far. Russia hasn't been willing to move at all yet in any real perceptible way towards there. There could be more conversations that might happen while Trump is in Europe. He's in the United Kingdom right now for a state visit. So let's see how it goes. But happy talk so far, nothing tangible yet.
When it comes to China, of course, really the monopoly over the supply chains, being able to control more of that is critical, especially when it comes to those very important minerals. And we're seeing now Washington trying to invest more in this sector.
That's right, Sherry. The U.S. is in talks for about a $5 billion fund to try and boost critical minerals. This could come in a number of different ways, but think of this as kind of a fund that would be able to invest in and get projects going, not just in the U.S., but right around the world. That could be, in any sort of place for any sort of thing critical to a supply chain. I'm saying that in a really, really broad way, but just to underscore, there is a wide range where this could go. Of course, critical minerals, rare earths, have been a particular pinch point for the United States. It's a place that I think a lot of analysts have seen that China may have leverage over the United States in conversations there. Donald Trump is very, very keen to onshore manufacturing, onshore the processing of this, and basically sort of break the idea that a rare earth supply chain, critical mineral supply chain, is dependent on China for the U.S. or sort of the West writ large. This would be a part of doing that. Can that get all the way there? Maybe not quickly, but we're talking in these cases about really capital-intensive operations. It's not easy to start a mine or a refining operation or anything like that. So this would be something to maybe jumpstart that, and you're seeing a bit of emphasis by the American president in this White House trying to make some moves in that direction.